The City of Light, the City of Magic, and perhaps a bit of darkness. For trouble lurks beneath the palace of the Great Temple. A vile necromancer, a former priest. One who has forsaken his oath and taken up with the dark practices. He has escaped the sacred city of Necrom and hidden himself in the sewers beneath Mournhold, raising the undead for some sinister plot. A hero is needed, an adventurer, one not steeped in temple politics, to bring justice to this foul sorcerer and, in so doing, claim a great mansion as a reward. So begins Armada Day. For today, we're featuring Endor Mansion by Kaya Corel and Ruffin Van Gogh, a quest, dungeon, and house mod, filled in equal measures with deadly perils and lavishly atmospheric delights. It all begins at the Temple of Mournhold, where a delegation from Necrom is in pursuit of a rogue necromancer. But they've been hobbled by temple politics, unable to reach his alleged vile lair. It falls upon you to do what they cannot, to enter an abandoned section of the sewers beneath the temple and face the undead horde that lies within. Through an overgrown labyrinth of ruined sewers, filled with glowing fungi and rushing waters, you'll face and fight countless zombies, as you make your way to their master, this nefarious necromancer, located somewhere deep in these twisting tunnels. While there's plenty of undead here for you to face, most of the combat is relatively easy. At least that is, until you get to the necromancer himself, who might very well put up more of a fight. Once he's been defeated though, you'll be able to take his robes and his unique weapon. There's also a bit of backstory here, and a key that leads to a locked side chamber. As you might expect from a mod by the utterly masterful Kaya Corel, these dungeon environments that you'll get to explore are simply beautiful, with gorgeous atmosphere and colourful detailing that make them just a lot of fun to experience. And for the most part, this isn't a high-level dungeon. Though the Necromancer, and also the Storm Atronachs in the side chamber, will prove to be just a challenge worthy of a more higher-level character. And while you might get a new pair of robes and a weapon here, the real treasure is a unique artifact in an ancient tomb. One that can teleport you to a new player home, located in its own little just dimensional rift of oblivion. And as an aside, you will need to do just a bit more fighting before you can actually use this as a player home, as it is protected by just a horde of guardian spirits, ghosts in red robes armed with an assortment of weapons. Of course, once all that's dealt with, you'll find a breathtakingly lavish and gorgeous Endor mansion to claim as your own, dripping in exquisite detail, the sort of atmospheric touches and beautiful use of lighting that Kaya is known for. A player home that truly lives up to the grandiose title of mansion. You'll find a grand dining room with wonderfully high ceilings, just ticking off a bit of that verticality here. And a table just fully set for a feast, with room for plenty of guests. Off to one wing, you'll find the Master's Quarters, with a positively lovely private lounge, complete with a garden and fountain, and a master bedroom, with a king-size bed covered in flowers, a private bath to relax and soak in, and lots of comfortable seating and storage. The amount of just simply exquisite detailing here is absolutely mesmerizing. This player home is a triumph of beauty and comfort, with no expense spared in making every room, every corner, every lounge and bedside table a masterfully cozy addition to make you feel at home. Also in the private master's quarters, you'll find a beautifully furnished alchemy lab, complete with your own set of alchemical equipment, labeled ingredient jars, and even ingredient sorters for quickly storing and organizing your alchemical ingredients. And all this is surrounded by a collection of potted plants and ornately decorated walls. There's even a portal to a small private arboretum, filled with gardens, plants that you can harvest for alchemical ingredients, or just enjoy for their scenic beauty. With colourful lanterns and fireflies dancing around, and those oh so lovely red trees, this arboretum provides a perfect little sanctuary to go for just a bit of peace and quiet. including another set of alchemical equipment and ingredient sorters for, when you just want to do a little bit of alchemical experimentation. Of course, no home can be complete without a library, stacks and stacks of shelves where you can store and organize your books. And while these shelves start out empty, Katya has made great care to ensure that the library is just as cozy as the rest of this delightful home, with reading nooks, a stimulated fireplace, and writing desks for you to use. In addition to the library, there's also an enchanting laboratory with functional enchanting equipment, and plenty of room to store those enchanted scrolls, soul gems, and just whatever else that you may require. And naturally, a player home needs space for you to display your vast arrays of treasures, and Indoro Mansion more than meets this requirement, with a series of display halls and vaults with pedestals that you can use to show off your vast array of artifacts, treasures, and loot from your adventures. There's even functional armor and clothing mannequins that you can decorate with various outfits. And all this can be found in chambers that are just as lovingly detailed and decorated as the rest of this glorious player home, with scenic fountains, beautiful little water gardens, and comfortable and cozy little lounges where you can take in the beauty of your treasured possessions. There's even a secret vault here for you to access for those just most valuable of artifacts. Beyond these functional elements, there's also an outdoor enclosed garden, again just lavishly and beautifully detailed, with a shallow pond covered in atmospheric lanterns and massive red trees lending just a sense of alien beauty to this entire scene. Nearby is the servants' quarters, complete with a cozy kitchen that just radiates a lovely sense of warmth. There's guest quarters for any companions that you might have, a meditation hall for the more religiously devout, a dungeon to throw your enemies in, and even just a lovely new robe by Ruffin Van Gaal. Honestly, just every part of this player home is a joy to behold. It is so utterly charming and cozy, giving you plenty of space to use for your own needs, while also providing just a lavishly detailed amount of decoration. With an alchemy lab, ingredient garden, library, and just all the other classic staples, this is easily one of the best player homes of 2023. And indeed, it won second place in the House Mods category for the 2023 Modathon, losing out only to Kaya Karel's own Archanzel. If you're at all interested or looking for a stylish, lavish, utterly beautiful new player home in its own private dimension that you can access at any time, I really cannot recommend this mod enough. With a quest and a dungeon, it really is just the complete package. But anyway, that's just our mod today. So, as always, I've been your host, Golf Guy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.